Most chicken owners are trapped in a cycle of buying feed, a dependency that costs them hundreds of dollars a year and ties their flock survival to a fragile supply chain controlled by corporations that care nothing about your independence. While your neighbors are hauling 50 lb bags of commercial pellets from the feed store every single month, spending $20 to $35 per bag, depending on whether they buy conventional or organic, you could be running a silent, self-sufficient protein factory in your own backyard. A system that takes your kitchen scraps, your garden waste, and even your chicken manure, and turns them into a continuous supply of high-protein chicken feed for free for the entire year. A single 20-gallon tote can replace up to $500 a year in commercial feed for a small flock of 10 to 15 chickens. And the difference between buying feed and growing your own isn't just the money. It's the difference between a flock that is a liability that drains your resources and a flock that is a true asset to your homestead's food security and resilience. This system is the black soldier fly larvae farm, and it is not just a feeding technique, it is a declaration of independence from the commercial feed industry. Here are the 7 steps to building this system and eliminating your feed bill forever. Number 1, the biopod. The foundation of your system is the biopod, or the container where the larvae will live and convert waste into protein. And while you can buy commercial black soldier fly breeding units for $200 to $500, a simple, effective system can be built from a single 20-gallon plastic storage tote with a secure lid, which costs less than $20 at any hardware store. The key to the design is a self-H harvesting mechanism. Because black soldier fly larvae have a unique and predictable behavior. When they are mature and ready to pupate, they instinctively stop eating and crawl upwards and out of their food source to find a dry, safe place to transform into adults. We use this behavior to make them harvest themselves, which saves you hours of work every single week. To do this, you will drill a series of half-in holes around the top edge of the tote, about 2 in from the lid, spaced every 3 to 4 in around the entire perimeter. Then you will install a simple ramp system on the inside leading up to these holes, which can be made from a piece of wood or rigid plastic set at a 35 to 45 degrees angle, secured to the inside wall with waterproof adhesive or screws. The mature larvae will crawl up this ramp, pass through the holes, and fall into a collection bucket that you place underneath the tote, which can be a simple 5-gallon bucket or a shallow tray. This self-H harvesting design is critical because it means you never have to dig through rotting food to collect your larvae, and it ensures that you are only harvesting the larvae at their peak nutritional value when they are fattest and most protein-dense. This is where most people overthink it. You don't need lob conditions to start your colony. You just need to send the right signal. Number 2, the bait. To attract wild black soldier flies and start your colony, you need to create a powerful scent of decomposition. You do not need to buy starter cultures or eggs from online suppliers. The best bait is something with a strong sweet fermenting smell, like a mixture of overripe bananas, molasses, and a small amount of stale bread yeast mixed into a slurry and placed in the bottom of your biopod. This initial bait station will create a powerful scent plume that will signal to any female black soldier fly in a half-mile radius that you have created the perfect nursery for her offspring. Now that you've sent the invitation, you just need to prepare the nursery. Number 3, the egg-laying medium. Black soldier flies do not lay their eggs directly in the food source, but just above it in a dry, protected location. The most effective and cheapest material for this is corrugated cardboard. Cut a piece of cardboard about 6 in square and peel back one side to expose the fluted, wavy interior channels. Female flies will crawl into these small channels to deposit their eggs, which keeps them safe from predators and moisture. Suspend this piece of cardboard inside your biopod about 2 to 3 in directly above your bait station using a piece of wire or string attached to the lid. The female fly will lay a clutch of 500 to 900 eggs, and when these eggs hatch in about 4 days, the tiny larvae will fall directly into the food below and begin their work. These first 3 steps are about creating the infrastructure for your protein factory. You have built the house, sent out the invitation, and prepared the nursery. This is the foundation of a system that will be soon producing pounds of free protein every single week. Number 4, the feedstock. The larvae of the black soldier fly are voracious eaters and can consume twice their body weight in food every single day. And they are not picky eaters. You can feed them almost any organic waste from your homestead, including kitchen scraps like vegetable peelings, fruit cores, coffee grounds, stale bread, garden waste like weeds and grass clippings, and even manure from your chickens, rabbits, or goats, which makes them a critical part of a closed-loop system. A properly managed biopod can convert up to 10 pounds of organic waste per square foot of surface area every single day, which means a standard 20-gallon tote with a surface area of about 2 square ft can convert over 10 pounds of waste into protein daily. This is not just free chicken feed. This is a waste management system that eliminates odors, reduces fly populations, and turns a problem, waste, into a solution, protein. Number 5, the harvest. After 14 to 18 days of continuous eating, the larvae will have reached their maximum size and fat content, and they will enter the prepupal stage where their color changes from a creamy white to a dark brown or black. This is the trigger for their migratory behavior. They will stop eating and begin to crawl upwards, seeking a way out of the moist food source to a dry place to pupate. This is where your self-H harvesting ramp comes into play. The larvae will climb the ramp, pass through the holes you drilled, and fall into your collection bucket. There is no sorting, no digging, no work required on your part. Every morning you will have a fresh collection of mature larvae ready to be fed to your flock. This is the protein that turns pale, fragile eggs into dense, dark, yolked eggs. A healthy system will produce a continuous harvest with a 4 to a half pound of larvae cell, FH harvesting every single day from a single 20-gallon tote. Number 6, the processing. While you can feed the live larvae directly to your chickens, you will often harvest more than they can eat in a single day. So, you need a method for processing and storing the excess. The 2 best methods are drying and freezing. To dry them, spread the larvae in a single layer on a baking sheet and bake them in an oven at the lowest possible temperature around 150 to 170 degrees F for 2 to 3 hours until they are dry and crispy. Dried larvae have a protein content of over 40% and can be stored in an airtight container for months. In cold climates, production slows in winter, which is why this storage matters. Alternatively, you can simply freeze the live larvae in freezer bags, which preserves their moisture content and is often more palatable to the chickens. This ability to process and store your harvest is what transforms your system from a novelty into a serious year-round feed source. These last 3 steps are about managing the output of your system. You have fed the engine, collected the product, and created a storable asset. This is the difference between a hobby and a serious homesteading operation: the ability to create and manage a surplus. Number 7, the integration. Feeding the black soldier fly larvae to your flock completes the cycle and closes the loop. The larvae are a perfect feed supplement containing not just high levels of protein, but also essential amino acids like lysine and methionine. And they are also rich in calcium and phosphorus, which are critical for strong eggshells. Chickens will go into a feeding frenzy for them, and you will see an immediate increase in their activity, their foraging behavior, and their overall health. You can scatter the larvae on the ground to encourage natural scratching and pecking behavior, or mix them in with their regular feed to boost the protein content. The result is healthier, more active chickens and eggs with stronger shells and darker, more nutrient-dense yolks. You are not just feeding your chickens, you are feeding them a superfood that you grew yourself from your own waste for free. This system represents a complete break from the dependency of the commercial feed industry, and the key insight is that protein is not something you should be buying by the bag. It is something you should be growing by the bucket, because every dollar you spend on feed is a vote for a system you do not control. And every black soldier fly you cultivate is a vote for your own independence. Protein is where food security really starts. Not in the feed store, not when you read the ingredients on a bag of pellets, but when you realize that you can create the perfect animal feed from the scraps that you would otherwise throw away. The homesteaders who succeed are the ones who understand that a farm is not a collection of separate activities, but a single integrated ecosystem. And the black soldier fly is the engine that connects your waste stream to your protein stream. The insect that separates the chicken owners who are forever dependent on outside inputs from the homesteaders who have built a truly self-sufficient system. A system that feeds itself, sustains itself, and makes you truly free.